Abusing for my money now, higher for 1G, so be subscribe. So, you understand, and be a big update. And so, already in feeling gym, the church and 70 muji and chairman. And now, anyway, told you I said, the Bar Council of England and Wales with a joint reply from the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, that is the legal legal association. The statement I better just say Ghana President Mahama immediately send a second crata we are on reinstate and on restore the position of the suspended Chief Justice on some farm my faster position in money beam na near my moyano unlawful. Istiti nieme biya just say the suspended Chief Justice can say niema mu ye nyina no omo dey infringing and right the same thing almost stiti and omo dey buy and check and the Attorney General so bad want to be schooling omuji say wow just why shock say niema na the suspended Chief Justice can that is the same thing omo reply mo o man hwehwemu yi amfa Ghana constitution and to ho and Shane same muye mfiti am de we nyina ba a just go manima see baba ha kweti won se mebre na asem we be told no eno na the social media galaxies ye ka sound grofo we a omo asa we post ba na ka asema mama degi wa kwachi no ma chere say maybe you can see we post you crisis say eno matima degi a ko hu say that Commonwealth lawyers and I say the legal network and I say fresh screen. These people appointed Gabby on 23rd April year or 2025 year. So Ombeye co-chair for Commonwealth legal network. And yes, I'm going to
with the Institute for Education, and we've been talking about the violence in school. Earlier was Castro Senyala, our Upper East Region correspondent, bringing us the very latest. Castro, always a pleasure talking to you and staying up this late for us here on Ghana Tonight. I want to spend the last few minutes of our program tonight on the news we heard in the last hour and the response from the Attorney General just before we came on the air, because we know that the Bar Council of England and Wales and the Commonwealth Lawyers Association have demanded an immediate reinstatement of suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo to office. In a joint statement on Thursday, August 14, 2025, they said the reinstatement should be done without delay. Now, I want to show you highlights from that statement real quick. Now, there it is. That statement's coming from the Bar Council of England and Wales, and then the Commonwealth Lawyers Association. It says suspension of Chief Justice is in clear breach of Ghana's constitution. Judges under Ghana's laws should only be subject to suspension or removal only for reasons of incapacity or stated misbehavior. And then decision of investigative committee, to permit petitioners to use witnesses instead of attending themselves to answer questions. That's not follow due process. And then the disciplinary proceedings should have been resolved in a timely manner. I know some of these things are very familiar with for you, and if they are not, they very much resonate with what we've heard from the Chief Justice over time, how her family is not allowed in the hearing area, how she feels intimidated over and over again. She's taken a number of cases to court as a result of what she thinks is not a fair process for her removal. Now, and the demands from the UK Council or Bar Council is that the Chief Justice is reinstated immediately, afford her due and fair process in the investigation and determination of the disciplinary matters brought against her, provide clear and transparent rules of procedure to guide the disciplinary process, which must include the time frame within which the investigating committee must conclude the disciplinary process against the Chief Justice. So that's a summary of what we're hearing from the Bar Council of England and Wales and the Commonwealth Lawyers Association. Yeah, but I bring you some reactions from social media. I do want us to look at what the Attorney General in response to this demand or these demands from the Bar Association or the Bar Council of England and Wales, and that statement came in the last few minutes just before we came on the air, right? And it goes straight to the point. So I'm going to read just a few for you. The government of Ghana acknowledges the joint statements expressed concern for judicial independence and commitment to constitutional governance within the Commonwealth. It is, however, a matter of serious concern that the BCEW, which is the Bar Council of England and Wales and the Commonwealth Law Association, issues the joint statement without first acquainting themselves, even in very basic ways, with the relevant constitutional provisions and the material facts of the matter. And on that note, they outline the material facts of the matter up until May 15, 2025. So I'll move on to point 6 on this, because that's where a response to the BCEW and the CLA come. It says it must therefore be emphasized that there has been no constitutional breach or executive overreach in the consideration of the 3 petitions, and these petitions are those for the removal of the Chief Justice. Applications for interlocutory injunctions and judicial review brought before both the Supreme Court and the High Court by the suspended Chief Justice and her associates, in an effort to restrain or halt the inquiry committee proceedings, have been duly considered and dismissed by the courts as lacking in merit. We feel considerably reluctant to mention that the sound, including the very words of the BCEW and the CLA joint statement, vividly clones the dismissed grounds with which Her Ladyship Justice Tokonu, and I mentioned this already, that some of the concerns raised by these 2 associations of the UK are very consistent with what the Chief Justice has been saying over time, very consistent with the Ghana Bar Association U-turn on this matter. And the Attorney General makes the same conclusions, right? Because he goes on to say that Justice Tokonu, the CJ, and her associates canvassed before the Supreme Court and the High Court. It is also important to mention that Justice Tokonu has presented similar arguments in her case before the ECOWAS courts, which the government of Ghana is defending on behalf of its citizens. That the government of Ghana remains strongly committed to maintaining the independence of the judiciary, separation of powers, and the rule of law. I would end there, because that is the crux of the matter. As the Attorney General fends off any suggestions otherwise to maintaining a transparent process being unfounded and risk distorting a constitutional process that is being conducted fairly, transparently, and in accordance with the law. So essentially, that's what the Attorney General has said in the last hour of the night. The concerns and demands by the BCEW and the CLA of the United Kingdom absolutely have no basis in the process against the Chief Justice at this time. I wanted to show you some of the reactions from social media. But what we are learning is that some of you are not happy because you see this as an interference, and I only have one question. Why? You think about that, or maybe the BCEW should think about that. We'll meet here same time Friday.
The case na abano. The time was wrong. How everything almost share by any no pay the Attorney General current one. Such as any wrong. Because look at the timing. And when yesterday, and your ma for 6 na kana 7 from the air crash. Just a Kesi wo air boss kwan so no. Ye jaw kwan no. Ye go so money griefy. Now the way about betum. The timing exactly was wrong. How? You are in another country. and I will urge on other countries only way. Like how? Who urge another country's presidents only in say. And that time now, yeah, more no. Man share no, so you don't know the news. News about BBC, Al Jazeera, CNN, Ubie, Kanwasam, Emma who say Ghana, we are in a difficult situation as we speak. Other president Crampo I show concern and write their condolence. A big crowd travel from their country to Ghana to mourn with us. In this situation, man showing and I'm doing back on. Look at the timing. Man showing now and I'm deciding my way and buy. Fine. Now more diabano. More say command president I will grieve you all morning. I will in PBR through the constitution or performing a constitutional mandate. Commanding say on restore the suspended chief justice immediately. Okay, so when I hear the more canon bedding, say Mahama, I reinstate the suspended chief justice Mami Tokono. So one sign for the position now. The Ghana Bar Council of England and Wales and the Commonwealth Lawyers Association for a joint replying by no. Mobile den. Mbucha eja to Ghana. Mbeshe Ghana. Mobile den. We are in a democratic country. And you go to sit somewhere to take decision. Namon fam modibe force him as you say we are still under a autocratic regime because a few people akotena call to them. Any maybe gram we share ebe command a whole getting to about a 40 million populated country. Some munye bibi to benefit your people. Does it make sense? Multiple country and a more edgy Ghana for some easy. In a wise manner, come away from a country crowd be share the president. And then I dream one boo home. Chop baby cram with their farce. Plead bargaining. My patch out our say. Okay, yen is yen for him for yen is in yen fast from Jembra. Yesterday, a year Donald Trump or invite a year Putin, the Russia president. A Russia for any Ukraine for any Montokwa. And Donald Trump beat Martina US. I can't share a Putin say. And Tokwana walk on unjai with immediate effect. Some could beat myself. Lawyer Sanka, it makes sense. Would to country, any other country, and Tokwa. Now will be commanding. Does it make sense? Debbie. But turns are free a Putin. Mushia Tnas 1-on-1. Not on a phone call, not a letter writing, not any formal communication be out. Ye meet in person, ni kasa ni dream as human beings. Ni enfasum dream bra and no more. Correct. Now no just a mere Bar One Council of England Bar Association and Association. And yeah, England President and I say Wales President impo an association commanded on another country so only take a decision with how. As he said, Ghana is cheap. Everybody can talk anyhow to air or our president. And then Akufo-Addo also no ye Charlotte Osei the easy. He suspended no through the process you need no. You people man test yamba. Man farm but say the why and into one sign reinstating on funny position man. I don't know man say. So through this no, the social media galamseers for no a day I can say 23rd April 2025. And I just say one of the association Commonwealth lawyers for no one of the association and not just appointing Gabby as a co-chair on that association. So people are saying say anyone, it's not a surprising, because we want to say this thing, it is MPP agenda, and hide behind this so-called association to push this agenda just to distract AGM. Meanwhile, the Ghana Constitution, Tina Attorney General the Constitution step by step, no munsuya, and some of the reply biaba. So no munim. The Ghana Constitution as stating clear, saying ABC, and the president is following the same thing. So on go free anyway, anyhow. No munim, Zabi was school, and we are hoping say among far those letters and make cancer near money beam. So this and many more na so. Manko baby stay tuned because on the update na Akroma.